Okay, new grads, the time has officially come. My Black Friday sale for Application Advantage is live right now, but only through Monday. Application Advantage is my step-by-step resume and cover letter course designed specifically for new grad nurses, and it teaches you the exact strategy that I learned as a nurse manager and hospital recruiter that has helped hundreds of new grads land interviews. For this time only, you can grab the course for $100 off with the code podcast100. And yes, that includes the exact resume and cover letter templates that I use with my career coaching clients, the same ones that help them land interviews every week. If you want to walk into this hiring season prepared, confident, and actually excited to hit submit on your applications, this is your moment. This sale ends Monday at midnight Eastern Time Zone, and this discount will not come back for a long time. So head to the show notes, click Application Advantage, and use code podcast100 before the deal is gone. Can't wait to help you on the next chapter of your nursing journey. See you there.
Hey, welcome to Life After Nursing School. I'm your host, Caroline Dana, aka Nurse Coach Caroline, and I'm here to help you, the new nurse, thrive in your career. As a former nurse recruiter, nurse manager, and now your personal new nurse career coach, I'm obsessed with making sure you don't just survive your first couple of years at the bedside. I want you to absolutely rock them. From the challenges to the triumphs, I'll be right here with you, giving you the real-world advice and support that you need to shine. Whether you're in nursing school getting ready for life after, or you're already out there in nurse life feeling overwhelmed or even questioning your confidence, I've got your back. I'll be sharing tips, tricks, resources, and strategies that are just for you. We'll dive into everything from landing that dream nursing job to slaying imposter syndrome, and most importantly, how to keep that spark alive and stay the vibrant and amazing nurse that you are. So if you're ready to tackle the things nursing school did not cover, like how to build a career, trust yourself, and keep your passion strong, then get comfortable because we are about to dive in and make nurse life the best life.
Welcome back to the Life After Nursing School podcast. This time of year always feels like a beautiful whirlwind. For context, we just wrapped up Thanksgiving. Our Christmas tree is finally up and our house is fully decorated from head to toe. And on top of all of that, my oldest daughter turns 9 this week. So between a family birthday party last weekend and planning her upcoming friend party, it's been a season. But even in the chaos, I have found myself thinking about nursing students, and especially the ones that are seniors. They're heading into their winter break and then from there straight into their final semester before graduation. And recently, as I was reflecting on them, I caught myself wondering if I could go back to my own last winter break before that final semester, before stepping into my very first nursing job, what would I do differently to set myself up for success? And a few things came to mind immediately. And of course, that led me straight to this week's episode topic. So let's dive in. First, and you probably saw this coming, I would spend part of my winter break getting ready for the job search and application process. Most students don't realize that new grad positions that are starting in the summer are often posted as early as February. I definitely didn't know that myself. So instead of being prepared, I ended up scrambling at the beginning of February to throw my application materials together right when the jobs were going live. And let me tell you, that timing was brutal. I had exams, clinicals, ATI, and a million other nursing school requirements that needed my full attention so I could actually graduate. That stress could have totally been avoided, and I do believe if I had been much more intentional and strategic with my cover letter and resume, I would have gotten a little bit more traction rather than just the one interview opportunity that I got my senior year of nursing school. So if I could redo it, I'd block off a couple of intentional days over winter break to get applicant ready. And I'd make it fun too, okay? I'd head to a cute local coffee shop with my laptop, pen, and notebook and start by simply getting organized. I'd create a spreadsheet listing all of the organizations that I want to apply to. I would then link their career page right next to their name so that I could frequently check their career page for the new grad posting. And I'd add in a column for hospital-specific research. What is this hospital known for? What's their size? How many beds do they have in their hospital? Are they a community hospital? Are they a teaching facility? Are they a trauma center? What are they known for? What are they proud of? And then I'd even include a note section with the dates that I last checked their job posting. And I would add in dates column as well for when I applied or if I've heard any communication or received anything from the recruiter or HR. That column would just be a place for me to know, okay, how far in the application process have I gotten into with this organization? And this is important. I would apply to every organization that I was realistically willing to commute to. The new grad job market is competitive and casting a wide but intentional net really matters. And that is something that I did not do. I only applied to 3 different hospitals. I should have applied to many more opportunities. And then I'd also take it a step further and set weekly reminders in my calendar to open up this spreadsheet document and click each link that I had posted next to the hospital's name. That brings me right to the career page and check to see if their job posting for new grads was up and live. Once the organizational piece of this process was done, I would absolutely start working on my resume and my cover letter. These documents take time, thought, and strategy if you want them to stand out. I'm the kind of person who likes to start something, walk away, and return to it the next day with a set of fresh eyes. It always helps me bring my best work forward. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Application Advantage course, which is the resume and cover letter course that I built specifically for new grad nurses. I designed it to be simple, step-by-step system because I know how busy and overwhelmed nursing students are during their final semester. It includes the exact resume and cover letter templates that I still use for my clients. And most students are able to finish the course with both documents completed within 2 to 3 hours. Don't worry, I will link Application Advantage in the show notes if it feels like something that could support you. And if writing a cover letter feels like the hardest part, don't worry, you're not alone. That's the number one thing students tell me that they struggle with. What do I say? How do I stand out? How do I avoid sounding generic? So if you're feeling lost or unsure where to even begin, the Application Advantage is something that you definitely want to check out. Now let's fast forward. You did the right things from a job search process and you landed your dream job. That's so awesome. That's great. But now, before I even started that job, if that were me, I would get a plan in place for stress management. This really goes for any new nursing job, but I truly do not think that there is as stressful of a professional season as starting your very first nursing job. So one of the first things that I would do is grab a new journal and really dedicate that to your nursing growth. And I know like grabbing a journal and journaling and this and that might sound a little bit silly, but stay with me. It is actually one of the most grounding exercises you can do before starting your nursing career. I would literally start by listing who I am, what matters to me, and what genuinely fills up my cup. And I would do this by taking a blank page. I would draw a line right down the middle. And on one side, I would list all the things that energize me and the things that make me feel most like myself. So obviously for me, that list looks like working out, wandering around Target or Home Goods with a coffee, watching reality TV in moderation, being with family, close friends, getting into bed early, quiet mornings, reading a good book, going for a walk, snuggling my dogs, and going to the beach. Now, on the other side of this line on this piece of paper, I would list the things that drain me, right? Back-to-back social events, no downtime, late nights, eating a lot of junk food, staying inside all day, conflict, situations where I have to mask who I truly am, slipping into people-pleasing behaviors, and being around negative or chaotic energy. So that's a little bit about what energizes me and what drains me. Now, I want to take it a step further and let you know that this simple list actually gives you a personalized snapshot of what true self-care actually looks like for you. From that list, I would create 2 things: boundaries and non-negotiables. One of the biggest boundaries that I would set in place from the very beginning would be limiting extra shifts that I pick up. I would not allow myself to pick up more than 1 extra shift in a 2-week pay period. And that was something that was really hard for me to learn because I'm naturally empathetic. I'm a recovering people pleaser. So when staffing was short and the phone would ring, I always felt obligated to say yes. But if I had a boundary set in place ahead of time, it would definitely make things easier for me to confidently say, I'm sorry, I already picked up one extra shift this pay period and I just can't this time. A non-negotiable that I'd set would be to automatically block the day after back-to-back shifts. So if I worked Monday and Tuesday, I would protect Wednesday. And by protecting it, I would not fill it with anything. I would not make an obligation. I would not make a plan. I would not book an appointment, nothing. And then that day, I would see how I felt, right? Maybe I'd wake up and realize, okay, I need this day to just rest, read, take a gentle walk, watch trash TV guilt-free, maybe just some quiet alone time. Or maybe I'd wake up that day energized and I'd want to go to the mall with a friend or grab a coffee with my mom. But what I've learned about myself is that I'm a very social person when I'm in a social atmosphere, which is great for nursing, right? We treat people, we talk to our coworkers all day long. It's definitely a people-facing job. But I've also learned that I equally need intentional alone time to fully recharge. I would also get better at zooming out and looking at the entire year at once. And I'd really try to anticipate special events, birthdays, holidays, trips, or things I know that I want to attend. Some workplaces allow self-scheduling, some run a repeating schedule so you could actually predict your schedule for the entire year, and some are totally unpredictable. Regardless of whatever your workplace looks like or whatever that would look like for me at the time had I gone back in time and did everything over again, I have learned that if you don't proactively plan for the important things, you're far more likely to miss them. And listen, we can't be at everything, right? The nursing profession comes with working nights, weekends, holidays. It's really just part of the deal. But looking back, I didn't prioritize my life outside of nursing for a long time, and I truly believe that played a major role in my burnout. The next thing I would do, still in this same journal, is try to write in it consistently. Nothing elaborate, but maybe take a few minutes before bed or after a long shift, or maybe choosing one day each week to reflect on the week before. And this journal would become the place where I release whatever it was that I was holding on to. Did I have a tough interaction with a coworker? Did I miss an assessment finding? Did I struggle to learn a new skill? Did I say something that made me cringe afterward? Let me tell you, I've had all of those experiences and I've been there. But whatever it was, I would write it down, I would reflect on it, and I would let it go. Your first year of nursing comes with a very steep learning curve, emotionally, physically, mentally. Journaling your obstacles, your progress, and your emotions, and the emotions in between is one of the best ways to move forward instead of letting those moments pile up in your mind. And it becomes a record for your growth. One day you'll flip back to the very first entry when you could barely manage one or two patients on your own, and you'll realize, wow, I am now taking care of a full assignment and I'm really doing this. That reminder alone can be incredibly empowering. Another thing I would do right from the start is keep a win file. And I would keep this in the notes app on my phone, and nothing fancy, just a running list of wins. Big wins, small wins. So it might look like patient compliments, professional achievements, skills that I was once terrified of, but now I do independently, like IVs, catheters, NG tubes, etc. I'd also include personal wins, financial milestones, health goals, moments that I'm proud of outside of work. This becomes powerful ammunition against imposter syndrome because yes, there will be moments in your first year and really throughout your whole career when you wonder, am I cut out for this? Am I a good nurse? Am I even smart enough? Am I brave enough? Am I enough? And the answer is yes. But when you're stuck in those moments and those thoughts, you forget your own potential. And that's where this win file rescues you. It's real evidence of who you're becoming and everything that you've achieved. As I continued to move into the trenches of my first nursing job, I would also stay open-minded about future opportunities. I would remind myself that my first job is not the end-all be-all. It's a stepping stone towards something more aligned. Very few nurses start their careers in the specialty that they stay in long term. And honestly, sometimes the specialty that we think we want at age 22 or 23 is not who we are at 32 or 33. And honestly, this really is something I can relate to because I was convinced in college that I wanted to be an ICU nurse. And here I am, almost 14 years into my nursing career, never once having worked in the ICU. And as I've learned more about myself and what lights me up in nursing, I realized the ICU actually would have probably been the least aligned environment for me and my preferences. Sometimes we get married to the idea of who we think we should be, or the type of nurse, the type of career, the type of life that we should be living. But the truth is, you are the only one who gets to decide that. One of the most pivotal moments of my career happened about 6 years in when I was asked to become the hospital recruiter. And this was when I was working as an ER nurse, okay? And I was asked to be the hospital recruiter for the hospital that I was working at. I almost said no because it felt really out of left field, very unexpected, and it was not a nursing position. But my husband and my mom encouraged me to consider it. So I said yes, and I am so grateful that I did. A transformational nurse leader saw the strengths in me that I didn't fully see in myself, and she was the one to present me with this opportunity. And that hospital recruiting role completely changed my career trajectory. I learned the hiring and recruitment side of nursing, which eventually led me to the work that I do now, running my own career coaching business. If I had shut that door simply because it wasn't the plan, my entire life would look different today. So if I were starting out as a new nurse again, I would stay open to the specialties that I didn't originally consider, open to unexpected roles, open to opportunities that don't make sense at first glance, because you truly never know when the right chance at the right time with the right mentor will fall into your lap and change everything, just like it did for me. As I navigated that first year of my career, I would also make a point to network within my organization. And I don't mean networking in the formal, awkward business card kind of way, simply forming genuine connections with the people around me. Outside of my immediate coworkers, I would intentionally get to know the resource nurses, which I know some hospitals call them like a star nurse, the nurses that you really go to and call for help. I would intentionally get to know the house supervisors and even the nurses that I spoke to on the phone when I was calling to give or receive report. And these are nurses that are on different units, and who knows, you may never actually work next to, but I would try to form a connection with them. And connecting can be as simple as, how's it going on your unit today? Are you guys slammed like us? Or we're actually having a great day over here, but I'm afraid to jinx it. It doesn't have to be deep or complicated, but those tiny moments of kindness and rapport and just being human, they matter more than you realize. Now that I've been a manager, I can tell you firsthand, units absolutely form impressions of nurses based on interactions, especially like report, giving and getting report on the phone. And when you build a positive reputation across the organization, even in small ways, people remember you. When opportunities come up, your name is one of the people that they think of. So to me, it's important to start forming connections early on in your career, and again, in simple, meaningful, human ways. Lastly, I would keep my resume up to date from the very beginning. I would routinely add new experiences, projects, committees, and initiatives instead of relying on my memory months later. One of the panelists at the Indeed Careers in Care event that I went to last month that really stuck with me is they said, always be application ready, meaning when a unique opportunity pops up, you're prepared to apply immediately. Your resume and cover letter should never be rushed or thrown together last minute. When we do that, they're rarely a true reflection of who we are or the quality of our work. So I love the idea of reviewing and updating your resume every 3 to 6 months. It's a simple habit that ensures you never miss an experience that could set you apart. I truly think being application ready for the most part at all times is a really powerful place that you can be within your own career. As you step into this next chapter, whether you're heading into your final semester, you're preparing for graduation, or maybe you're already navigating your very first nursing job, I want you to remember something. You are allowed to shape your career with intention. You don't have to just survive your first year. You can build it in a way that honors who you are, protects your energy, and positions you for opportunities that truly align with you. Take the time to prepare for the job search, get organized early, pour into your resume and cover letter thoughtfully, protect your peace with boundaries and non-negotiables, track your wins so you don't forget who you are on the days you feel discouraged. Stay open to unexpected opportunities because those are often the ones that change everything, and above all, give yourself grace. You are learning one of the most demanding professions out there. Your growth might not always feel linear, but trust me, it is happening. If this episode sparked something in you, or you want to head into this next season with more clarity and confidence, you're exactly who I created Application Advantage for. Again, it's my step-by-step and plug and play resume and cover letter course designed specifically for new grad nurses to give you structure, strategy, and confidence without the overwhelm. The link is in the show notes if you want to explore it. I just want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If you found this episode helpful, it would mean the world to me if you took a moment to rate, review, and follow the show. Your support helps me to find motivation to continue showing up here, knowing that I'm potentially helping or inspiring someone on the other end. I hope this episode gives you direction, peace, and maybe even a spark of excitement for what's ahead for you. I'm rooting for you always. And as I always say, I have one hand for me and the other for you. Signing off.
Well, that's it for today's episode of Life After Nursing School. I hope you feel more confident and ready to tackle the challenges that come with starting your nursing career. Remember, the first year or two might not be easy, but with the right mindset, you can overcome anything. If you found value in today's episode, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a future episode. Also, please consider leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform. It helps so much in reaching other new nurses like you. Thanks for listening, and remember, you've got this. Take care and see you next time.